All right, so then that moves us into the growth of special education programs that's found on page 56. Public schools historically did not provide special education programs for children with disabilities. Rather, they simply accommodated such children as best they could, usually by placing them in a regular classroom. And they would be out away from folks. I remember when I was in school, the special ed teacher would come and call for her students. I knew, everybody in the room knew what that meant, and they would be taken out to stay all day with a special ed teacher. Even before that, a lot of students that had disabilities were placed in homes. They were kept away from the public eye because parents felt it was a disgrace. It was failure on the parents' part because they didn't have a normal child, that kind of thing. Teachers had little or no training to help them understand and assist the special child. In fact, relatively little was known about common disabilities. That's probably just in the last 10 or 15 years have we really started understanding what disabilities are out there, maybe some of what causes them genetically, or there's talk of some of the vaccinations as far as autistic. There's all kinds of thinkings now, and a lot more emphasis and attention put in on trying to figure this out. And the fact that teachers could have little or no training to help them, it was set up more like a baby, like a daycare center for the special needs kids. There was no point. The public eye's vision for these kids was they're not really going to help society. I tend to differ. I think they have their place. I think God made them special for a reason, and they have a purpose. Public Law 94-142, the Education for All Handicapped Children Act. Schools began, after that act was passed, schools began to develop well-designed programs for students with disabilities because all of a sudden the standard was held higher. It required teachers who had been trained to work with students with visual or hearing impairments, students with behavior disorders, and students with a range of other exceptionalities. That began to be a specialized area. If you were going to work in the special ed area, you had to have special training and have that special degree. States and colleges then developed a wide variety of teacher training programs for those special education programs. And we've had such an influx of autistic children and children with other disabilities that just within the last 5 years or so, there was a great need. Special ed teachers were one of the ones that were in demand. And so at one point there was money set aside in some grant money that was set aside actually to cover the cost all 4 years for students who were interested in going to special education. It paid all 4 years. They weren't out a penny to entice people to come into the field. After maybe a couple of cohorts of those folks coming through, they have since the grant money has been taken back. I guess they've gotten a good start as far as being able to have specialized people in the field and enough interest in that field. So now that money is no longer available. But the state will do that from time to time in order to pique interest. I'm a little more motivated to get my degree if I'm not going to be out any money. I'm more apt to be able to do it because my life will not be financially impacted, if you understand what I'm saying.